Throughout our studies, we are attempting to develop an understanding of the meaning and purpose of our own lives. In this video, we will explore the concept of personal identity and what it means to us in understanding our own personal identity. Who are you? Do you exist? You might be thinking that's a strange question, given that you are there listening to this video. But is there a you which makes you different from other living human beings? What makes you you? Who are you as a person? What is the essence of you? In other words, what is your personal identity? You might be thinking, why does it matter? However, your ideas about your personal identity affect you in ways you perhaps don't even realize. Philosopher Harold Noonan believes that we have always been interested in our personal identity and how it can survive beyond our existence in human life, if indeed it can. Of course, our understanding of this impacts on the way we live our lives. Our beliefs impact the person we are, even if those beliefs turn out not to be true. If I believe I am the best footballer in school, this becomes a part of my personal identity, even though it may not be true. Does our physical form affect our personal identity? If you got a tattoo, would you be the same you? If you lost a leg and could no longer play football, would you still be you? Would you be the same you before and after these changes? If you lost your sight, would your personal identity change? How many bodily changes could you go through before your personal identity was completely different? What is the most important part of your body for keeping your personal identity? Many thinkers would argue that the brain is integral to any concept of personal identity. Is this because our consciousness is more important than our physical bodies when it comes to personal identity? This topic may raise more questions than it provides answers for. Use of the term the self is highly disputed in philosophy, and there is no agreement as to whether there is such a thing as the self, never mind what it actually is. However, in everyday life, it's a term we use frequently. Adherents of Buddhism aim to achieve the not-self. Philosopher David Hume argues that he can never divide his self from his experiences. As you can see from the quote on your screen, Hume believes the self is always tied to a particular perception. Therefore, our personal identity is continually changing and can only ever be captured in a particular moment. Are you the same person now as you were when you got up this morning? What about the experiences you've had since then? What about the memories you've made? Are you the same person as last week? Last year? Last decade? Has your self changed? Is the self something which is continually changing and growing as we go through new experiences?